Snoop Dogg's not better than me, man. You know who I am? I'm fly
If Snoop Dogg would have said that to me in real life, on sight I would have faded. I would have beat his ass on everything. I swear to God, my life I would have. I swear to God.
My fault. I didn't mean to be mean to Snoop Dogg. All love to Snoop Dogg. You know, it's just, he's an inspiration, you know. He kind of put me down with the way he was talking about me. So, you know, at the end of the day, I am a human being.
Let's be real. Mumble rappers have been testing their luck with hip-hop legends for years. But when the Island Boys tried it with Snoop Dogg, they learned real quick that they messed with the wrong one.
I'm speechless. Two goofballs in the pool.
Just for a little background, Snoop isn't just a rap legend who talks a big game. He backs it up. Coming from an era where rap beefs weren't just Twitter drama, but full-on East Coast versus West Coast wars, it's safe to say the Island Boys had no idea what they were getting into.
And welcome back, everyone. Rap star Snoop Dogg consistently makes headlines both for his best-selling record.
But how bad did it get? Let's dive in. Back in 2021, Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart teamed up to drop their hilarious year-in-review special on Peacock, getting everyone laughing as they looked back at the absolute chaos of the year.
Shortly after the Olympics, a new trend popped up on social media. The Hood Olympics.
So Peacock went ahead and posted the official trailer for 2021 and Done with Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart on Instagram, and let's just say, fans were ready for some prime comedy. The 75-minute special was packed with all the most viral, jaw-dropping, can't believe this happened moments of the year. And of course, one of the biggest internet moments that had everyone talking, the infamous Island Boys clip.
Boy, and I've been trying to make, oh, I'm an island boy.
So when that video of the Island Boys awkwardly rapping in a pool popped up on the screen, Snoop and Kevin couldn't hold back. The way they reacted, priceless.
Inspiring artists, social media is an amazing tool to help you promote your talent. Roll a clip.
'Cause I'm an island boy.
They were cracking up so hard, and Snoop, in all his legendary glory, just sat there shaking his head like, man, I'm speechless. Two goofballs in the pool, and just when you thought he was done, he hit them with another one. I don't know and ain't trying to understand it. Brutal, let's be honest.
I'ma get key white wine. You're gonna keep that gun. I'll be just staring at the sun. I'm just a fool gazing.
Gang, there they got to use that word. I'm speechless. I don't know and ain't trying to understand.
But surprisingly, the Island Boys didn't exactly love getting roasted by two comedy and rap legends. Fly, one half of the viral duo, took it real personally, like full-on ready to throw hands. He went off saying, I would beat his on everything. I swear to God on my life I would. I swear to God if I ever see him, it's on sight.
If Snoop Dogg would have said that to me in real life, on sight I would have faded. I would have beat his ass on everything. I swear to God, my life I would have.
Now here's where it gets even funnier because Snoop wasn't about to let some viral rapper with a funny hairstyle ruffle his feathers. Instead, he hopped on Instagram and clowned Fly right back, throwing up a post with the caption, I don't want no smoke, wit cuz, classic Snoop.
Listen, if Snoop Dogg would have said that to me in real life, on sight I would have faded. I would have beat his ass. Shut the fuck up.
And his followers, they ate it up, reminding Fly that messing with Snoop is not the move. Looks like Fly figured that out real quick because not long after, he was backtracking hard. He hopped on video and was suddenly all about the love, saying, my fault. I didn't mean to be mean to Snoop Dogg. He backtracked. All love Snoop Dogg. He's an inspiration, and he kinda put me down with the way he was talking about me. At the end of the day, I am a human being, and I feel like he tried. Alright, Snoop Dogg.
My fault. I didn't mean to be mean to Snoop Dogg. All love to Snoop Dogg. You know, it's just, he's an inspiration, you know.
Yeah, that energy changed real fast. But let's just take a second and talk about why that was such a bad idea for Fly in the first place. Because anyone who knows Snoop's history knows that back in the day, this dude wasn't just a laid-back, weed-smoking rap icon. Nah, he was deep in the streets, repping some of the toughest crews, and involved in some serious situations. Fly had no idea who he was messing with.
And welcome back, everyone. Rap star Snoop Dogg consistently makes headlines both for his best-selling.
There is another side to the rapper, one that has escaped widespread attention outside of his Long Beach neighborhood.
Snoop's been through it all, from his early days in Long Beach, where he was part of the Rollin' 20s Crips, to getting caught up in some major legal trouble. We're talking arrests, courtroom battles, and situations that could have ended his career before it even really took off. Like in 1993, when he and his bodyguard were arrested after a violent altercation that led to someone losing their life.
Next month, he goes to trial for his alleged involvement in a Southland murder. While waiting for justice to be served,
it was a huge deal, but after years in court, Snoop was acquitted. That alone should have been a warning sign that he wasn't the guy to mess with. And that wasn't even the end of it. Over the years, Snoop had run-ins with the law for everything from drug possession to weapons charges. There was even a case in 2005 where he was sued over some serious allegations, though that one got settled and eventually dropped. Fast forward a few years, and Snoop was still catching charges, like in 2006 when he was busted at the airport for drugs, and again in 2007 when he pleaded guilty to multiple felonies. Even as recently as 2022, he found himself caught up in a legal battle, though he quickly shut down the claims and fired back with a counter lawsuit. Now, with all this history, let's just say the Island Boys weren't even close to being a real challenge for Snoop. If he actually wanted to handle them, it would have been nothing more than a minor inconvenience. But here's the thing, Snoop's not even the only one these guys have rubbed the wrong way. Nope, their track record of running into trouble in the industry is long. And if you think their little clash with Snoop was bad, oh man, you're in for a ride. One of the first times the Island Boys found themselves in a seriously awkward situation was during a podcast interview with a pretty big name in the hip-hop scene. At first, everything seemed normal, just the usual back and forth about how they blew up online.
You big on manifestation. It sound like you didn't. Yeah, look. Let me tell you something. Once I became,
But then the host, who's not exactly known for sugarcoating things, decided to hit them with a question that had them completely thrown off. He straight up called them out on their whole act, basically asking why they were always doing the most in front of the cameras just for attention.
What they gotta say.
Yeah.
That's what you say, right? But at the end of the day, let's keep it 100 because we got both of y'all here too.
And boom. That was the moment things started falling apart.
Bro, shut your up before I break this shit.
Dude, hey, yo, that would love to see you try that.
Bro, what are you talking?
The Island Boys, who usually act like they've got everything under control, suddenly looked shook. They stumbled through their answers, struggling to explain themselves, and you could feel the tension in the room. The host, not one to hold back, made it clear he wasn't buying their whole persona. And for once, the Island Boys had no real comeback. It was one of those rare moments where their usual over-the-top confidence completely crumbled. But honestly, that was just light work compared to what happened next. Because if you thought a little podcast pressure was bad, wait till you hear about their run-in with Sauce Walka. Now that was a whole different level of disaster. So picture this, the Island Boys are in a high-end jewelry store, a spot where rappers love to pull up and flex their wealth. And in walks Sauce Walka, a Houston rapper with a serious reputation. This dude is not one to play with. Somehow, things quickly escalated into a full-blown argument about, of all things, who was richer. Bad move. Sauce wasn't having any of it. At one point, he looked Kodiak Red dead in the face and hit him with, "I'm a millionaire, you're not. I'm a millionaire, you're not." And let's be real, there was no good way to respond to that because he wasn't just talking, he actually had the receipts to back it up.
I'm a millionaire, you're not a millionaire, dude.
Bro,
You're not a millionaire.
I'm way more known.
You're not way more known.
And while the Island Boys were still trying to save face, Sauce turned things up a notch. He got real disrespectful, throwing out insults, even making homophobic comments, and the whole thing nearly turned into a full-on brawl. Security had to step in before it got really ugly, but by that point, the damage was already done. The Island Boys walked away looking completely out of their depth.
Hey, you a peanut, your cherry fake, you a and I was slapping. Stop trying to. You a
And that was just one of the many times they bit off more than they could chew. This whole situation was one big reality check for the Island Boys, showing just how wide the gap is between internet clout and real street credibility. Guys like Sauce Walka aren't playing the same game as viral influencers. They come from a whole different world, and the rules aren't just about talking tough online. But believe it or not, things actually got worse from there. In a totally separate incident, one of the Island Boys ended up face-to-face with a group of guys who were tied to Sauce Walka's crew. And this wasn't the kind of situation where you could just log off and walk away. It was real, it was in person, and it wasn't looking good for them. These weren't just some random dudes trying to start drama. They were connected. And in their world, reputation is everything. Right away, they started testing the Island Boy in their sights, questioning if he was really about the life he claimed online, trying to get a reaction out of him. This is something that happens a lot in street culture. It's basically a way to see if someone's actually legit or just playing a role. And man, you could feel how tense the whole thing was. Any wrong move, any wrong word, and things could have gone way left. The Island Boys love to stir up controversy when they're in front of a camera, but when they were standing there in front of actual street dudes, completely different story. The one involved was visibly rattled, and even though things didn't break out into full-blown violence, the damage was done. His whole tough guy act took a serious hit, but if you think that was bad, buckle up, because the real chaos was just getting started. The most insane moment, the one that actually turned physical, happened during a live stream. The Island Boys were on a stream hosted by Neon, a popular internet personality known for his prank videos and hyped-up content. At first, it was all fun and games, with the usual loud energy and back-and-forth banter.
Would you guys link Prime?
Yup.
You would?
Okay, here. I'm gonna have another one, please. Them bitches good. Who's great for these?
Good, Jack.
But then, things flipped, and fast. Out of nowhere, the Island Boys started getting aggressive with Neon, taking little jabs at him that quickly escalated into straight-up harassment. Now, Neon isn't exactly known for getting into it with people. He's more of a laid-back, jokey kind of guy, so he wasn't prepared for that kind of heat. And as the insults kept flying, the whole situation spiraled out of control.
Security, without security anymore. You did that? My security guard would have had a gun at your Mexican head. He would have shot you.
Yo, stop!
God damn it.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Bro, don't touch me, bro. You don't touch me or what? Bro, what?
Oh my God!
Then came the breaking point. Kodiak Red, in full-on meltdown mode, lashed out, and just like that, the live stream turned into a full-on fight. It was pure chaos. Another streamer named Convi, who happened to be there, jumped in to try and calm things down, but it was already way too late for that. Security had to rush in to break it up, and by the time the stream cut off, everything was in complete disorder. It was one of those moments where you realize that even in the world of internet beef, things can get very real, very fast. And if all that wasn't enough, a few months later they found themselves in yet another embarrassing situation. This time with none other than Blueface. Now, Blueface isn't exactly shy when it comes to calling people out. He's known for speaking his mind, stirring up drama, and making sure people know exactly where he stands. So when the Island Boys joined him on a live stream, it didn't take long before things took a turn. What started as a casual chat quickly turned into an awkward confrontation when Blueface straight up called them out. He started grilling them about their past antics, putting them on blast in front of thousands of viewers, and questioning whether they were even real in the first place. And let's just say, the Island Boys were not ready for it. You could see it all over their faces. They were uncomfortable, struggling to come up with a decent defense, and completely out of their depth. And what made it even worse was the fact that this wasn't just some random internet troll calling them out. This was Blueface, a rapper with actual credibility in both the rap game and the streets.
Okay, Fly Soldier, look. I know you don't want to admit it, but your brother is documented scientific.
At that moment, it was painfully obvious. Whatever reputation the Island Boys thought they had, it wasn't holding up under real pressure. Blueface putting the Island Boys on blast was bad enough, but things kept getting messier. One of their worst moments came during what should have been a regular gym visit, but of course, nothing is ever just regular with them. While at the gym, the Island Boys somehow ended up disrespecting an OG, someone who wasn't just another guy lifting weights, but a real respected figure in the streets. And if there's one thing you don't do, it's disrespect an OG. He wasted zero time putting them in their place, calling them out right there in front of everyone and making it clear he wasn't about to let that slide.
Hey, nigga, I'm from the hood. I don't do no talking. Y'all niggas doing
Bro, you're not tough, bro.
Y'all niggas doing all the talking.
Now, respect isn't just some casual thing in street culture, it's everything. And the Island Boys, they definitely crossed a line. You could see it on their faces the second they realized what they had just walked into. The energy in the room shifted fast, and while things didn't get physical, the message was loud and clear. They were playing a dangerous game.
Oh, he doing more talking than me, right? Who's doing more talking?
Rob, you slam his...
But if you thought that was bad, things really spiraled when they got into it with Charleston White and Zerka on a live call.
Are you putting me confidential informant? Yeah, he's a confidential informant. Because he look like you. That's why we're entertaining.
Charleston White is one of those guys who does not hold back. He's got a strong personality, controversial opinions, and a habit of putting people on blast. And when the Island Boys joined the call, it didn't take long before things got heated. What started as a simple chat quickly turned into an all-out argument, with Charleston White tearing apart their entire persona. Jerka wasn't holding back either. He backed up Charleston with even more insults and challenges, and soon both sides were straight up throwing threats. It got so bad that at one point the Island Boys were just repeating themselves, yelling over and over, "You're broke, you're broke, you're really broke," like they were trying to convince themselves. By the time the call ended, there wasn't even a hint of mutual respect, just pure animosity. But if that was just a war of words, the next incident took things way further. During another live stream, this time with rapper Jackboy, things got real in a way that no one saw coming. The conversation started off tense, with Jackboy and his friend grilling the Island Boys and openly questioning if they were really about that life. But then, things escalated fast. Jackboy's friend didn't just talk. He actually pulled out a gun on the stream, taking the whole situation from internet drama to seriously dangerous in a split second. Viewers were shocked. This wasn't some staged argument or TikTok beef. This was a moment where things could have gone very wrong. The Island Boys, who love stirring up drama online, suddenly found themselves in a real situation where the consequences were way bigger than getting roasted on social media. At this point, it's undeniable. The Island Boys have had way too many run-ins with real gangsters, rap veterans, and industry figures, and every time it becomes clearer that their internet persona just doesn't hold up in the real world. From verbal showdowns to full-blown confrontations, they've been tested again and again. And let's just say their reputation hasn't exactly come out stronger. But before we get too deep into how they keep landing in these situations, let's take a step back and look at who the Island Boys actually are. Alex and Frankie Venegas, better known as Fly Soulja and Kodiak Red, are twin brothers from Coral Springs, Florida, who blew up on TikTok in 2021 with their viral song, "I'm an Island Boy." Believe it or not, their rap journey started in jail. As teenagers, they decided to give music a shot. By October 2021, they blew up when a video of them performing went viral. Their look, tattoos, diamond teeth, and those wild vertical dreads made them an instant meme. But they ran with it and turned that moment into a full-on career. They even turned down a deal from Kodak Black, choosing to stay independent. But fame hasn't been smooth sailing. Between awkward performances, endless online drama, and industry clashes, the Island Boys have built a reputation that's a mix of hype and chaos. And knowing them, this is just the beginning. Alex is now a dad, but family life hasn't exactly slowed them down. In 2023, the internet lost its mind when videos of the twins kissing surfaced, supposedly to promote their OnlyFans. This, of course, sparked endless speculation about their sex. But Alex's response was as vague as it gets. He claimed he was a top and brushed the whole thing off as just another attention grab. As for Frankie, his track record with relationships has been messy, to say the least. Over the years, he's been accused multiple times of domestic including allegations from his ex, Montasha Chanel, who claimed he had been physically violent with her since at least 2021. Things got even worse in 2023 when he was arrested in Pompano Beach for allegedly slapping his girlfriend and pushing her into a pool, leaving her injured. He was later released, but it only added to the long list of controversies surrounding him. With all this drama, both online and in real life, it's clear that the Island Boys are no strangers to chaos. From viral fame to heated confrontations, legal troubles, and non-stop controversy, they've built a name for themselves in the most unpredictable way possible. Whether that name holds up in the long run, well, that's a whole different story.